Hello and welcome to the TMC Newsroom. My name's Rich Tehrani. Thanks for watching us today. This week we're in San Jose meeting with some of the best and brightest companies in Silicon Valley, and on our program is Michael Devries. He is the SVP and CMO of GlobalLogic. Michael, welcome.
Thank you, Rich. Thank you very much. It's a pleasure to be here today.
Likewise. Let's start out by talking about what your company does.
So we're a provider of R&D services. We provide R&D services globally to technology companies to help them accelerate software roadmaps to market. What that means is we work with them in the software area, and we work with really two ranges of companies. We originally started 10 years ago working with a number of small software ISVs, but now we serve 7 of the 10 leading technology brands on a global basis. And we provide a range of software development, concept and design services to companies in the enterprise area, in the telecommunications space, in healthcare with a specific focus on embedded devices, and also in digital and social media. So it's a very exciting time for us.
What are some of the trends you've seen in the last few years?
Yeah, so we recently held our Invade 2011 conference in Stanford and surveyed our audience and learned that there's a tremendous explosion happening around mobile, social, and the cloud. And the intersection of those key things, particularly cloud computing and smart devices, is the biggest change our customers are seeing in their software development roadmaps over the next 18 months. The issue they haven't solved for yet is how is consumer technology going to invade the enterprise, and what is that going to mean to their business?
That is going to be a big challenge for IT departments, right, going forward?
Well, first of all, our customers are really R&D companies. So we're working with VP of Engineering, Chief Product Officer across leading technology brands. And those companies are dealing with more change than I've seen in the last 30 years. So they've got the perfect storm of technology, cloud, social, and mobile, hitting them square in the forehead. On top of all of that, the whole consumption model has changed. No longer does software go on a disk, right? It's now inside a pacemaker or a diabetes pump or an embedded device. And then the whole economic model for their business
Or in the cloud.
Or in the cloud, yeah.
And so what's the economic model? You said that's changed as well.
Well, it's changed from the $1 million enterprise software deal where you drop shipped it to the customer and somebody else did the services, to now it's got to be a finished good and pay by the month. Or often the software is embedded in another device that's already got a price point.
So really the level of change is going to continue, it sounds like,
It's
right?
accelerating. If anything, it's accelerating. The other thing that we see driving particularly the big companies is that as they look out at their product roadmap for the next 10 years, they realize that 60% of the GDP growth is going to happen in the BRIC economies. And as Jeffrey Moore said at our conference, America's got to learn how to win an away game. This is the first time our technology companies have got to learn how to do that. And so being able to tap into both talent pools, but also people who understand these global markets personally and up close is a real advantage to our customers.
Makes sense. So in terms of reasons companies should work with your company, can you just give us a list of those reasons?
I mean, it's one thing, it's a relentless focus on innovation. We've never really been an outsourcing company. We were born 10 years ago dealing with small ISVs, and I mentioned we now deal with top technology brands, but it's our ability to connect people together, help them collaborate to drive innovative products to market, and then really foster a culture of innovation across our innovation hubs in India, Argentina, and then Ukraine, as well as here in the United States, that lets us bring great technology to market for our customers. You know, we're seeing a huge explosion, as you mentioned, cloud, social, and mobile coming together. Recently announced the acquisition of Rufus, which brings us a whole content engineering capability. So we can now take companies from concept through design and development, but also help them bring content into their applications, which, as you know, in the social world, in the mobile world particularly, it's all about content.
Absolutely. Wow, so it sounds like you're in all the hot areas, right? It just sounds like you have a very exciting job.
As I mentioned to you before, it's the most exciting job I've ever had. I mean, I get to see a range of things from, you know, near field communications, embedded software for advanced diabetes pumps, operating system stuff around Google and Android and all of those technologies, and sort of advanced gesture-based user interfaces. That's kind of the hottest thing we talk about lately. It's really going to change the paradigm. The integration of silicon, the camera, and the software, so you won't even have to move a mouse in the future. You just wave your hand.
I know that using the Microsoft Kinect on the Xbox has been amazing to me. I'm excited to see that come together with the touch interface and voice to see what happens.
Well, the fight over the remote control is going to be obsolete in the next 5 years.
It's just going to be a shouting match.
It's just going to be a shouting match. Whose hand does the TV listen to? So it's a very, very exciting time for us. We think we're very well positioned as a company. As I said, we've had a relentless focus on innovation since day one, and our investments there globally, I think, have positioned us very well to help serve our customers through the next decade.
That's great. Well, thanks for being on the program.
You bet. Thank you, Rich. We done?